Hi guys, home security is something we should all be considering at the moment. Just from anecdotal evidence in the area that I live in, there seems to be an increase in home burglaries. This is probably due to the way the economy is, less money going around the community, people losing jobs. Unfortunately, in times like this, some people resort to stealing from other people, home burglaries, etc. So I've just been reviewing my security system and I've bought this just to complement the other measures that I do have in place. This is the Blink Mini. It's sold on Amazon. It's actually an Amazon company, so it should in theory pair well with Alexa devices. Unfortunately, at the moment this doesn't for me, and we'll talk about that later. What first attracted me to this device is its motion detection. So it's day and night HD video. The quality is very good, 1080p in the day, and it's infrared at night. Both day and night image quality, video quality is very good. Two-way audio, which is good for me because we have dogs. So as well as being a security system, this is good for me. I like to check in on my dogs through the day, just making sure they're not barking, making sure they're not annoying the neighbors. But the motion detection's really good. The way the screen works, you can cut areas out of the screen where it's not going to monitor. Basically, this isn't PIR or anything like that. It's the camera's constantly monitoring the screen when it's armed, and if it sees something move across the screen, then it will send an alert to your mobile phone. So I really enjoy this. I work night shifts, and this is a real peace of mind for me. When my girlfriend texts me before she's going to bed from my work, I just can arm the system. We only have these cameras downstairs at the moment. I mean, bearing in mind, depending on the relationship you have with other people in your house, I mean, my girlfriend's quite comfortable with me being able to control the cameras from work, but I probably wouldn't want something like this in my bedroom, bearing in mind, like any internet device, it could potentially be hacked. So probably having areas where privacy isn't of utmost concern. We have one in the kitchen, one in the living room. It basically covers the complete downstairs for this house. This is a basic camera. It was £59.99 for two on Amazon UK. I believe that price has actually gone up to £64.99, but nonetheless I still think it represents a bit of a bargain. This is the camera itself. You can remove this mount if you just want to have the cube itself. There's a few holes underneath. You can mount it with screws. This isn't a magnet, it's essentially just a weight, but it's kind of quite stable as it is. Just generally looking at the quality, I mean, Blink is kind of the budget brand from Amazon Security. They obviously have the Ring as well, you know, Ring doorbells, Ring security. Blink is kind of the more budget end of the market. The plastic is quite cheap. It's this shiny kind of cheap plastic. So if aesthetics are your primary concern, you may want to look at some of the Ring devices. They're a bit more premium. Before I had this camera, I did have just a generic cheap Chinese camera, which I used to monitor the dogs, make sure they're not barking. And that did have motion detection as well, but it didn't work very well with the app provided. The good thing about Blink is the app on your phone really is quite seamless. The alerts come through almost instantly if motion detection is triggered. It sends you like a 10-second video of what just happened, and you can change around the settings quite a lot. So the camera's a little bit cheap, but I mean, for £64.99 for two cameras, I still think that represents quite good value for money. So as well as being alerted to your phone, which will send, say, like a 10-second video of what's sent off the motion detection, you also have a live feed, so you can just click in at any time. You can either take a picture, like a snapshot, or you can just get the live video feed of what's happening, obviously with the audio as well. And it's two-way audio, so you can talk to your dogs, your family, or indeed whoever's in your house at that time. It's not that great. I mean, you can hear vaguely what's going on. I mean, just for hearing dogs barking, it's fine. Don't expect to have crystal clear audio. The internal speaker in this isn't great. The internal microphone in it's not that great, but it's kind of like a secondary factor, the thing that has the two-way audio. You don't need an Alexa device for this to work. It's meant to complement Alexa. For some reason, mine doesn't. I think this needs a software update for some reason. You're meant to be able to ask your Alexa to arm your Blink security, and it should just turn all the cameras on being armed, so they're constantly on motion detection. Mine doesn't do that. I think it needs a software update, but you don't need an Alexa device to have this system work. This is a complete standalone system. You buy these two cameras, as long as you've got Wi-Fi and as long as you've got a smartphone to have the app on, you're good to go. You don't need any other Alexa devices to make this work. So I'll show you the basics of the app. Open up the Blink app. Obviously this camera's offline because it's here. I just unplugged it for the purposes of the video. So disarmed, you just flick the app over to armed, and then it's going to be constantly monitoring with motion detection, and it will send alerts to the phone. Alerts basically come through to here. This is a list of all, it basically takes, you can adjust in the settings, but I have it like set for a 10-second video. So as soon as anything comes into the house or sets the motion detection off, you just get a short video of what it was. This is just a, well, that was a spider actually that set that off. I didn't know that happened. There was a motion detection because there was a little spider that just walked across the screen at the top. You have the settings here. So to adjust the screen, I have, see the grey squares? There's squares that are blotted out because that covers the area of the floor. So when we're out, if the dogs have full access to the downstairs of the house, if these squares were unchecked, say, then as soon as the dog walks past it, it will set the camera off. So you can adjust this using this grid. Well, obviously not a huge percentage of the screen actually is in play. So with the kitchen camera, sometimes we don't always get the motion detects go off. Like you can, if you walk really quickly, you can walk through the kitchen, it doesn't set it off. The other camera where it's positioned in the next room catches people immediately. It's very close. It's just as soon as you walk past it, you get the motion detection. That's the basics of the apps. I have the sensitivity set on 9. That just works for me. Clip length, I find for me 10 seconds is about right. I have this feature turned on, early notification. It just sends you the notification as soon as motion detection is alerted. Otherwise, it records the video, stops recording, then it sends you the alert. I'd rather get the notification straight away. And obviously motion recording on. You just have infrared settings. Medium seems to work for me. Microphone on. So there's a lot of settings to adjust. The app is it's good. It seems to work very well. The alerts come through very quickly. So altogether, the cameras seem to pair up quite well with the phone. Okay guys, I'm just outside the house now. I've just armed the camera. What I'm going to do is walk into the house now and see how long it takes before the alert comes to my phone alerting there's been a motion detection. So just walking into the house now. I'll close the door behind me, and there you go, motion detections come through. So that was what, 4 or 5 seconds? That's because you've got the early motion detection on. 4 or 5 seconds in the house, and I'm getting the motion detects alerted straight to my phone. What I'll do then is just click over there if I was out of the house, and I could watch myself back what exactly set the motion detection off. Was it a dog? Was it someone coming into the house? So just walking into the house now. I'll close the door behind me. Last night I recorded a nighttime shot with the camera using the infrared. Here's that clip. So it's total darkness in this clip now. I can't see anything off this GoPro that I'm filming with, but as you can see from the Blink itself, it has a good image quality just using infrared light. So that's a basic overview of the Blink Mini system. I mean, bear in mind, when you buy this at the moment in the UK, you get a free subscription to the Blink services for free until March 2021. I don't know how much it costs after that. I'm quite happy with the system. I'll probably be prepared to pay for it. You don't necessarily, you can use the Blink system without paying for the subscription once they actually start charging for the system. I'll see what happens when 2021 rolls around. Depending on how much it is, I'll either look at just paying the subscription, which is just a few pounds a month. I think it would definitely be worth it. If it seems quite expensive, then maybe I'll look at the options of not using the Blink subscription. So that's something to bear in mind when you're pricing up the cost of this camera. Obviously, it's not a completely foolproof system. In the UK, most people that burgle houses aren't particularly technologically advanced. However, a few are, especially if they're burgling quite high-end houses. If someone was using, say, something like a Wi-Fi jammer, and they just jam your Wi-Fi to stop the Blink, you know, pairing with your router or sending the signal via the internet router, if they had a Wi-Fi jammer, they'll basically render this useless. So bear that in mind. It's not a completely foolproof system. Nothing is. If someone wants to burgle your house desperately enough, they're going to be able to do it. But besides that, I've had very few problems with it. It's unfortunate it doesn't pair with the Alexa. I think it will do eventually. It probably just needs like a software update. But eventually I think it will do. So that's not really a big concern for me. The app's easy enough. As I say, when I'm on a night shift, if I'm out or if I'm going to bed, I just arm it on my phone. That's not really a big deal, but it would be nice if it had that Alexa function. So overall, quite happy with it. £59 in the UK, or £64.99, whatever you end up paying in the UK. I think it's a bit of a bargain just for a peace of mind. You know, I live in this house with my son, with my girlfriend, who's also now pregnant. It's just nice having a peace of mind, especially when I'm on night shift. I absolutely love that. Just being able to check in on the house, check everything's okay. You know, if you're around holiday, things like that, peace of mind, especially with our dogs. Our dogs, once they start barking, they don't tend to stop barking. We've got 3 of them. So yeah, our neighbours is quite important for us, for our relationship with our neighbours, that we can check in on our dogs, make sure they're not barking too much. That's the Blink Mini system, guys. Hope you like it. If you're looking at home security systems, I'd definitely consider this one. It's cheap, it's cheerful. It's not the best quality in the world, but the image quality is good, the infrared is good, the motion detector is good. Two-way audio speakers could probably be a bit better, but I don't really utilize that system that much. It's an Amazon product, so you know, the app just seems to work quite well, better than the cheaper. I had that cheap Chinese system where the app was just terrible. Altogether, £59 is a peace of mind. I've really enjoyed it so far. If you like this video, like, comment, share, subscribe, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.